Okay, hi people. I thought my day's work was over, but I've had a call. Okay, just about got a message. Allow recording, yes, of course.
We'll start again.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I've had a message from Luke to do a little mini emergency broadcast. We've just come off of a panel with an American podcaster and an ex-OTO member, and also it came to my attention yesterday that Ireland is galloping with trying to, well, it has passed at the first stage and the most important stage, a quote unquote hate speech law, which will see free speech criminalized by the end of this year. It still has to go through the Senate, which is our equivalent of the Senate, but really that's just a rubber stamping. It's gone through. And amazingly, almost all the politicians in our parliament voted in favor of it.
And Elon Musk said it was a global threat to free speech on his Twitter.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And Ireland,
it's just like the Columbia University Global Freedom of Expression project showing the fabricated case law versus Sunol versus Burns, the Jewish pedophilia rights normalization activist, is a global threat to free speech too. Absolutely. We are the good guys.
Well, anyway, and Elon Musk has a very favorable relationship with Ireland, and he's affiliated to Ireland, and he's allegedly given Irish people a head start in investing in artificial intelligence in Ireland. And then we have Google International, European headquarters in Ireland. I'm talking about the Republic of Ireland. We also have Facebook. We also have the RFID chips. Ireland is the best kept secret. And when I first reported cybercrime against myself, including credible death threats, I was told there is no legislation for cybercrime in Ireland. And then they tried to rush it through with something called Coco's Law, based on a young girl committed suicide because of online trolling at school, which is a tragedy. But it was going to be one of those laws that looked like, oh, this is for a really good reason, but actually it would capture free speech. And now this has got even more sinister, in my opinion. And I posted it on my Twitter, which the link is in the description underneath. So I posted the article on this law having passed with the support of Sinn Féin, who are supposed to be
them.
They're supposed to be the opposition. Almost everybody except a few brave independents, almost everybody else approved this quote unquote hate speech law. And in the article, it said Ireland, in an attempt to atone for its conservative past.
Well, not all independents are good. I had an Irish independent candidate say I'm evil because I'm against the government-blessed rape of women and children. And therefore...
what they're asking Ireland to atone for, it held out one of the longest against abortion, against gay marriage, against so many things. It was like one of the reasons I chose to raise my children here. I could have had UK citizenship, German or Irish. And one of the reasons I chose to move here was because it was old-fashioned, it had old-fashioned family values. It was apparently neutral, although we discovered that during the American, Iraq War or whatever, we were not neutral. We were allowing them to transfer prisoners via Shannon Airport to Gitmo and torture them, and we were allowed to refuel and everything.
Well, rather than rehashing the past, we've got some big breaking news.
Okay, go for it.
Big breaking news from Australia. So at the end of the broadcast, while I was multicasting in the premiere comments, I realised all the court cases that we were talking about regarding them establishing precedents where one corrupt judge can represent allegedly a whole democracy under the British legal system, which is that's why I support American statute law over the British system. It's now gone from using beta phase, where they establish all the case law precedent against Sunol versus Burns and McKee versus Burns, McKee versus Burns was almost a victory because we accused the judge for having private meetings with the pedophilia normalization activist Gary Burns, the first homosexual put on TV on Sunrise and Seven when Kevin Rudd first announced Australia might be a sodomite marriage state that Russia would later use to define as a country that can't buy their babies, thanks to Australian government state-sponsored human trafficking, where passports are given to Russian babies stolen from prams to Australian gay dads without a DNA test under flawed claims of commercial surrogacy, which is unlawful on most of the states on the eastern seaboard in Australia. And Mark Newton and Peter Trong, when they were in Australia, confessed to the head of Task Force Argos, the pedophile squad of the Queensland Police, that they had done the crime of overseas commercial surrogacy, confessed in their interrogations, but the police said, oh, these gay pedophiles are friends with the ABC, and ABC is praising them as gay heroes, and we only prosecute heterosexuals with this law, so we'll let them go to do some more raping and more pimping of their child before they were brought down in America. This is, see, political correctness. That's an example of political correctness getting children raped. And there's other examples which I expose. And it's not nice, and it's not pretty. Okay. So let's go. I'm going to share my screen.
Give me 1 second, just to broaden this out, so it's not just Australia or Ireland. Even Malawi is accusing Madonna of child trafficking. Even Oprah Winfrey got exposed in
Haiti and Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. So
can you please enable screen sharing at my end so I can show the news stories and people can see what the hell's going on in Australia? It's now gone from beta phase into active phase. The leader of the One Nation Party of New South Wales is about to be losing his spot in Parliament due to laws created by a pedophile cabal, by a member of that cabal, that got the Australian Foreign Minister, Bob J. Carr, to call Russia the Russian democracy homophobic for making a unanimous vote in the Duma to pass laws to stop giving white babies to human trafficking gay dads who do state-sponsored human trafficking. The Russian, just all the countries in Southeast Asia, be it Cambodia, Nepal, Thailand, India, all of them made the same laws.
Okay, and I will always clarify that not every gay person is a paedophile. I've always said that.
Yes,
right? Okay.
I believe in discrimination for all. If you want to discriminate against anyone, that's your right. Okay, except in some critical institutions like healthcare, utilities, and stuff. It's gone too far, because right now, people who smoke cigarettes like you get discriminated against. But if the insurance companies discriminated against, let me put it nicely, cock smokers, the insurance premiums for gay teachers in school were charged about 20 times more, with a 20 times increased risk. Remember, 2% of the population, about 42% of all child abuse victims ask any child abuse charity. I'm going off Braveheart stats, and they took down their own report on this for political correctness, okay? Are victims of male victims of pedophilia, myself included.
I agree.
So the 2% of the population, and the official stats is 98% of pedophiles are the male ones. So we know most of those victims were abused by men who abuse boys. The definition of a homosexual is someone who does a same-sex sex act. A boy is male, a man is male. If something was to happen like man-boy love, like what, being sarcastic, which is what the founder of American gay rights movement, Harry Hay /OTO, we talked about last broadcast, was a member of, that would be legally under the dictionary a homosexual act. Okay. If the Catholic Church discriminated against homosexual clergy, they've solved 98% of their child abuse problems right there. And that's the actual statistics. Okay. The Catholic Church's victims are 98% male because their priests are all male.
Yeah.
And that's some, or 96 or 98%. The ABC, believe it or not, in Australia put that out in an article, but it was quickly taken down, because people like me latched onto it. So it's just amazing the sort of stuff that gets redacted with Google data orders. You can't Google Luke McKee, Renegade Broadcasting, and find my appearance on Renegade Broadcasting because it's been removed from the Google index. It has the details of queer hero Gary Burns threatening to rape, sodomize, and murder a Russian woman who led Occupy Pedophilia St. Petersburg.
Wow.
Okay, and ABC did this, and he even misspelled her name wrong, which he got from the ABC government TV Four Corners, the Iron Closet special, where they spelt her name wrong. So I know that there was the ABC government TV that motivated him to threaten rape, sodomize, and murder women. And SBS Dateline covered the same story. And ABC, if you watch the whole podcast and see the sources on tinyurl.com/gays rape kids for the show. I'm sorry, I took that tiny URL. Sorry, guys. You have to see that ABC Four Corners said the Occupy Pedophilia St. Petersburg are evil because...
Before we go...
Let me finish. 1 minute, please. 1 minute. ABC, they're evil because they're infringing on the gay man's basic human rights to have sex with a minor. But when SBS Dateline, another government-funded TV station in Australia, covered the story, they said they only bait homosexuals who try and have sex with children to meet in public places, classic catch a predator style tactics, and they're celebrities and heroes of the Russian people and going around the talk show circuit. So there's one story from the ABCs that puts out the agenda that the gay man has the basic human rights to have sex with a child from the state broadcaster, and another story covering the same news angle from SBS TV, and I found that very intriguing, the level of pro-pedophilia bias in a taxpayer-funded broadcaster that needs to be defunded.
Okay. All right. So, like, it's with you and I love you to bits. It's just a constant push-pull. I want to stay on YouTube. I don't believe all gay people are pedophiles, but I get the statistics. So let's go through the share, and you start telling me what our breaking news is.
Okay, I'm going to share my Telegram. Let's see, we go here. Okay, are you seeing my Telegram now?
No.
Is it coming up now? Here we go. It's come up now. Yep.
All right.
Okay, so what are we talking? Here's Gary Burns threatening to kill the president of Gambia.
Wow.
Because he's a homophobe. But this is who the gays say is the number one spokesman they put on the mainstream news. This is the guy who sued Bruno. And I think he got up to $500,000 in the settlement. You know that movie Bruno, Sacha Baron Cohen?
No.
This is what anti-discrimination law is being used for, as a shakedown.
Yeah.
I mean, they've even been used to say that if you believe the earth is round, you're in the counterculture because it's a hate crime to disrespect flat earthers, and they call it perceived mental illness discrimination. The government really, I'm a skeptic of that, because the government officially is saying that if you believe in a globe earth, if you disrespect flat earthers, you're a hate criminal. But I really believe it was just a front to pay off a child protection worker by an organisation that's famous for normalising pedophilia. We're talking about the New South Wales Anti-Discrimination Board, which is now gunning for Mark Latham. So let's get the headlines.
Can I just stop you and ask you briefly, who is Mark Latham? Who is
Mark Latham? There's a whole bunch of extra videos we'll be putting up after this broadcast on the Deep State Pedo Hunters off-topic group. Okay, it's hard to find the invite for that. You have to scroll through all my news and see the invite to go through my posts over the last maybe 2 weeks to get the hidden invite into that. But on the main group, it's a low volume traffic. So here's Mark Latham here, with his laser eyes going against the gay lobby. When he got into New South Wales Parliament, his maiden speech was against the gay CEO of Qantas, saying Australia's best rugby union player can't play football because he quoted a Bible verse, and the transgender beef of a woman, I don't know what she is. She's either a woman or a beast, or I can't speculate on her sexual preference. She's one of those ones. Raylene Castle of the Rugby Union Australia was about to renew their sponsorship contract with Qantas Airlines, headed by a gay CEO. And he previously had a pie shoved in his face by a father of an air stewardess, because all the Qantas staff were forced to wear the black ring, not a golden ring, symbolizing conventional marriage, but a black ring
Wow.
symbolizing the death of marriage. Okay, the black death of marriage.
So
To support gay marriage or risk losing their jobs by not conforming, just like all those sports stars who don't wear the rainbow jersey.
Wow.
And so this conservative.
Right. So just to recap, he's a woke, quote unquote, woke MP in Australia.
Oh, the opposite of woke.
Woke is derogatory now. It's like woke is like politically correct, off the charts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yes. Okay, got you. So woken up. I had to be schooled on the definition of that word changing too. Yeah. So Mark Latham was the former leader of the Labor Party who challenged John Howard for Prime Minister and lost.
Okay.
Then quit and went nuts against the system because he was shafted by Rainbow Labor, the party behind all of this social engineering. And he turned full rebel against them. The only criticism I have of him, he's been doing some speeches for the New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies, which has flagged me as a hate criminal because I criticised the former head of the New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies having immunity to abuse children and young adults, and been given permission to travel to a non-extradition country of Israel whilst facing 16 rape charges. And those kind of privileges are only rolled out towards people like Epstein. So if you're against Epstein-style child sex cover-ups, the New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies, specifically Peter Wertheim, who knows me very well, will say you're an anti-Semite because you don't like Epstein. You're an anti-Semite. That's now official now. Okay. So if you search my group for them, you'll see the actual report my name came up in. So I'm very proud of that. If that's what it takes if you're an so you either love sex with children and VIP pedophiles, or you're an anti-Semite. So they're normalizing anti-Semitism, and I give them credit for that. They're doing they're their own worst enemy. They should be defunded and not be supported by their own jury for that kind of disgusting conduct.
And there is a clip by a Jewish woman who says, yes, we roll out that old chestnut whenever we want to get the upper hand. We will roll out the anti-Semitic accusation.
Okay, so Mark Latham has done a speech in Parliament on the 27th of February, all about Gary Burns going after John Sunol. Wow. Before the OTO came in after him, using parliamentary privilege. Okay. The gay mafia. This guy here is the gay pedo mafia's prime tactic.
All right, let's hear it. Now, I don't know if I allowed, let me just see if I need to allow sound or something.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry. People can go to my group to see it. It's very long and very detailed. We're just giving the overview to get people into the Telegram.
Let me just stop share a moment. I need to allow sound. So I think, let me go here.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I'll just give a commentary. So here's the headline. Here's the headline from the news.
All right, go ahead.
Now, actually, it didn't make it to the main group, but there's new headlines that that Mark Latham is being sued by Alex Greenwich. Alex Greenwich lobbied Bob Carr to call Russia homophobic for cutting off supply of babies to gay men after the Australian government got caught doing the UN definition of human trafficking. Wow. Drake Newton wasn't enough. We want more babies, was the message to Russia. The Russian Children's Ombudsman was involved. The Russian democracy was outraged. Putin watched a documentary in the Kremlin about Mark Newton and Peter Trong, Australian government praised state gay marriage activists. The ABC Four Corners coverage of it, they keep trying to delete from the internet with copyright takedowns after deleting their own story that was made by a lesbian journalist, Carol Meldrum Hanna, ends with ABC TV, Kerry O'Brien saying, published gay marriage activists sodomizing babies should have no bearing on the gay marriage debate. Therefore, a white supremacist shooting up a synagogue should have no bearing on hate speech laws if we are an egalitarian society.
Let's not come down to their level.
I know, but that's gaslighting.
No, again, I want to make this international, not just Australian.
Yeah.
Also, the Biden family are currently in an investigation being credibly accused with evidence of child trafficking. They are the trafficking, not just child trafficking, child and adult trafficking. This is very similar to whether it will ever see the light of day with the Biden family. You know, is there any justice? Okay, carry on.
Okay, so here's what we have here. Okay, let's look at this story, right?
Okay.
Now, here's the headlines. Okay, there's a big press release from Channel 7, which I've archived, which they won't dare take down, other than I've archived it. But it has a very this guy's press conference, when you unpack it with the coverage I'm giving you here, will blow you away. Okay. So Alex Greenwich has launched a three-prong attack. The police are going after Mark Latham for serious homosexual vilification.
Wow.
They only got this new law passed where the special gay police, the same police that stole Johnson Hole's phone, didn't give a receipt for it, took it down to special gay police headquarters, logged in on their OptusNet business IP plan, logged in, deleted all the emails from Gary Burns threatening to kill John over the years and his death threats, logged into his Google blog, and projected their love of bestiality by changing his blogger profile to "I love donkey dick in and around my mouth." Now those special gay police who do cyber crimes and political prosecutions. Also, there was an incident when Johnson Hole was also jailed without any paperwork. You see, Johnson Hole on his Twitter thread was being sued by Gary Burns. Now, also John got triggered by all the harassment he's been under for the last 20 years, since 2003, since he was critical of Gary Burns' friends running a website to groom children. We talked about in our last podcast. So he saw a tweet from Bernard Gaynor, and Bernard Gaynor retweeted Miranda Devine. Yes, that same politician from Australia, that same journalist from Australia who went to the New York Post that broke the story about Hunter Biden's laptop. That man, Miranda Devine. And in that article by Miranda Devine, a name was mentioned that Johnson Hole wasn't allowed to mention, which was Gary Burns, because he'd previously got angry and called him some bad phrases on a YouTube video, as you do after being sued with lawfare and giving for 20 years in the most Kafkaesque case of lawfare the world has ever seen, in a pork barreling scandal costing the Australian taxpayer $10 to $20 million in judicial hours on Gary Burns' pedophilia normalization case law, where he sued two people, my dad included, saying you must not vilify gay dads who do human trafficking, and you must not criticize my friends and who are linked to Mark Newton and Peter Trong before a member of that gay couple was arrested for child rape. That's the Michael O'Brien. So the video my dad shared predicted that Michael O'Brien was suspect before the Queensland Police charged his partner with child rape. So if you see the pin thread on my Twitter, which will show on the screen in a second, in fact, I'll do it right now. I'll go to twitter.com.
Okay, your Twitter is still up, is it?
Yeah, because it's locked in appeal, so it can't be taken down. So in my pin thread is me versus an Irish political candidate who says I am evil for not loving the government-blessed rape of women and children.
What's his name? I'm very interested why the Irish...
Crypto Palantir, this guy here, okay?
Wow. Right, you're not...
He wants to make... Right, he wants to make
I don't see your Twitter. I don't see your Twitter.
You see my screen now? I'm screen sharing. This thread has 17 replies, okay?
No,
it starts with...
It's still on your Telegram. I can't see your Twitter.
I understand. I've got to share my whole screen. Sorry about that. So so yeah, I was opening it. I'm going to put it on this whole screen sharing mode. I'll just stop share screen again. Why not go?
No, slow down. Before you share screen again, I want to allow sound. So
that's my fault. I had to click share sound. I'm guilty as charged.
All right, go ahead and do it then.
Now, where's the whole screen sharing option? Advanced, portion of screen, video, content, second camera. I guess portion of screen and then choose the whole screen.
There's somewhere where it says allow sound. And I just also, to make this accessible to an international audience, when Luke says the gay police, there is such a thing. It used to amaze me. There absolutely is such a thing as special.
Yeah, the special gay police exists under the premise that gay people are too elite and normal police are too inferior to treat them equally in this day and age.
Yeah,
so they need a special gay and lesbian liaison officer, of which the majority of them are homosexuals. And also under the Jewish law of Shomrim, any Jew that goes against a Jew using goyim inferior authorities must be expelled from the Jewish religion, because the Jewish people are the master race, and only Jews can investigate Jews. That's why they have the special Jewish Shomrim police.
Yes, so there's not only special gay police forces, there's also special Jewish.
The Shomrim, that's their Jewish name.
And so we're not being anti-Semitic or homophobic. This is actual fact we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, Avi Yemeni in Australia got his job at Rebel News, I believe, because of his first ever press release defending a cult that did oral sex on his
Hasidic Jews that do the oral suction.
Yes, oral suction, as Jerusalem Post calls it. They also raped his brother Manny Wax, and his brother Manny Wax.
Is that factually?
He got paid out $1 million, and they were found guilty. But Avi Yemeni Stad was excommunicated under the Jewish racial supremacy law of Mishra, and he deleted his own press release because of my activism, because I dug it up. But it's on my Twitter account. We'll scroll down and see it now. But this thread started. This is the thread here that ends gay marriage in Australia. There's 17 replies, okay? This shows a principal sending emails saying she never got any GoFundMe money, right? Okay? She never got any GoFundMe money from a judge-confirmed pedophiles supplier of date rape drugs to children. New civil court case came out to take away the pedophile's medical license, okay? And that's QCAT 2021-54, Health Ombudsman versus Gillespie. And it also shows police withheld the use of date rape drugs in a child rape trial just before the gay marriage debate, because the government decided to protect the gay agenda and not have the head of Q, the big player at the head of Q News, the biggest gay media empire in Queensland, who sodomized a 14-year-old Catholic boy from St. Joseph's Nudgee, go down for raping a Catholic boy, after going in the media, the mainstream news, and saying, it's huge. I mean, this thread's huge. It shows you that parents of gays and lesbians run a GoFundMe to get them off child rape charges, because they don't care about gay children. They care about those who rape alleged gay children more than they care about gay children. That's the national spokesperson running a PFLAG, running a GoFundMe for a pedo.
It's like having a murder trial by jury and not telling the jury that the man has committed murder.
Yeah, I know. He didn't give evidence in his own defense. Watch this.
A GoFundMe
principal.
page.
Watch this.
A GoFundMe page has been set up to raise $300,000 to pay the outstanding legal.
What's that say? This is Channel 7 News. Michael O'Brien is organising this fundraiser. So someone who's been involved in a child rape trial, who's an employee of his principal, is running a GoFundMe for his principal, so his principal will break the mandatory reporting laws, which she did. Because I contacted her on the 30th of October 2020, and she promised to escalate it to the police, and she did not. The pedophile she told the pedophile, who ran to Johnson Hall and my father and bragged about her not doing anything. And there's screenshots of those tweets on my Twitter. This is incredible.
Yeah, give me 1 minute. Stop it a minute. Right, I just need to interject here. When I went to the Irish police a few years ago to report credible death threats, and they said we've got no legislation for that, they were by a Michael O'Brien. So I don't know if it's
that's just a namesake. Now hold on. That's Gary Burns hanging out with the Lord Mayor of Sydney, Clover Moore, which is the predecessor to Alex Greenwich, okay? And Gary Burns got my personal information from an email sent out to all politicians when I was in China, okay? And contacted me first to defend his sister, Catherine Burns, using information illegally obtained from his employer as a staffer for this woman. Now, here's Gary Burns threatening to rape that the head of Occupy pedophilized St. Petersburg, because she's an evil woman, because she hunts down those who agree to meet children on the internet for sex. So if you're against gays raping children, you need to be, what did he say? She'll probably be raped, sodomized, and murdered. Good riddance to scum, low-life scum like her.
Okay, keep it YouTube.
And he's always talking about dirty, unwashed foreskins because he's Jewish and he believes those who don't have foreskins are inferior.
I want this to go out on YouTube. I don't want to lose my channel. Please.
Okay.
I get your passion, but just the truth is shocking enough. You don't need to emphasize it. Keep going.
Yeah, but this is Gary. This is the queer hero. This is the queer hero who the gays have on national TV to first talk about gay marriage when it was first announced in Australia.
I know.
And get this, the Boycott Gloria Jeans campaign was actually ran by Michael O'Brien in Queensland. And my dad shared a video predicting him and his partner were pedophiles because they had a business saying, give us money on our GoFundMe or equivalent system called Possible, and we will tell you how we've got special connections in the Queensland Department of Youth to give you children. Give me money, I'll give you children from the government, supplied by the government. I'm a proxy for the government. I'm an agent for the government giving gay dads children. Yeah. Anyway, this is me lawfully hacking the Election Commission. Oh yeah. Oh my God, yeah. They didn't want to prosecute me because it would come out the system that was used to count the votes wasn't actually lawful and the whole election was rigged.
You're doing this is Luke, I gotta rein you in. Your truth is powerful enough. Tell me, let's focus on the breaking news.
Okay, so if you were to look at, let's focus on the facts.
Yeah.
So let's find the part about Alex. Let's go back to my Telegram. Okay. And let's look at the targeted post here. So here's the headline that Mark Latham is being sued by the special gay police who only got the power, the evil special gay police, because I explained what they did to Johnson Hall before. That's gay cop Trisha Leach stealing his phone, doing cyber crimes. And you know, and they tried to jail him without any paperwork. And I go, oh my God, all you did was retweet Miranda Devine and a mainstream news journalist. And the cops are going to send you to jail with charges of breach of bail for the crime of retweeting a mainstream news reporter. This is epic. Where's the charge sheet, John? Where's the charge sheet? They've arrested you, handcuffed you, took your phone. Where's the charge sheet?
That's going on in America, and it will go on.
And the cops eventually chimped out because we got a lawyer and they didn't want to give a brief of evidence, but they were planning to jail him without any paperwork in a paperless transaction for the crime of retweeting a mainstream news journalist. That is how insane the special gay sex police are in Australia. And they were founded by the OTO child sex cult, so it goes without saying. And if you go to you want to see the truth, you want to see the sources for that? I can show it.
No, stay focused. Stay focused.
Okay, stay focused. So Alex Greenwich is using the Anti-Discrimination Board that says it's a hate crime to say Obama has gay pedophile friends. And Johnson Hall was sued for linking to my story about being arrested in America by Christopher Kent Bowersox, whose handwriting is on my charge sheet on my Telegram group, a gay cop that was later done for child porn, because you must respect gay cops done for child porn because it's homophobic to disrespect child porn lovers. I mean, they're normalizing pedophilia with all the cases against Johnson Hall on top of each other. There's so many examples. Anyway,
in Australia is like a pet.
Yeah, federal senator David Shoebridge MP from the Greens actually went to that trial to support Gary Burns, which is incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. This is so. Mark Latham is being hit with the ADB, hit with the special gay police, who'll probably change it to telecommunication offences, and
wow.
And defamation, a three-pronged double jeopardy lawfare attack. And guess who his lawyers are? Gary Burns' lawyers.
Wow.
And it gets so this we're going to get this is just tip of the iceberg. What I found out tonight, it gets deeper and deeper.
Right.
So
bottom line, stay focused. Bottom line.
Okay, so let's go back to the group and click on the other links that I prepared before the show. Okay, now. Alex Greenwich got Russia condemned by the Australian Foreign Minister
as homophobic.
If you're against, they made laws to protect their young from human trafficking, and Alex Greenwich said that's homophobic to be against human trafficking, and got Russia to be condemned for being against human trafficking, because not loving human trafficking done by our government is homophobic. It's the gay right to kidnap a child, to travel to the third world, steal a child, run to the Australian embassy, get a passport for that child without a DNA test, and breach of the Hague Convention.
Wow.
Do you know the whole point of this video is to tell Russia, hello, Russia, hello, Australia, you, Australia, are going to be brought before with a complaint, hopefully, if I am successful, by the state of Russia against the state of Australia's Human Rights Commission for using hate speech law to normalize pedophilia and the rape of Russian infants, 21-month-old infants. That's where this is going.
Yes.
Russia is going to say, Russia can save Mark Latham from the pedo state cabal going after him. And we're going to prove it's a pedo state cabal, because we've got more coming. Okay, so here we go.
Right, one thing that's shocking me is Mark Latham was not a nice person by all accounts, and now
he likes to swear. He's like me.
No, I don't mind about swearing, but like he was not a very right. What I'm trying to say is they're fighting each other now, aren't they? They're eating each other. Like, do you think Mark Latham is a good person?
I mean, he's kissed Milo. So I went in to save a National Socialist who previously trolled me and admitted afterwards he was blackmailed by intelligence to do so.
Wow.
just to get a victory against the ADL who censored my YouTube channel because I have a personal beef with them, and have a victory. That's why I got Jason Brown off all hate speech charges, because they couldn't have him cross-examining rabbis about Metzitza Beper. So it's a Nazi. It's true. It's so true. It's a Nazi get out of jail free card.
Yeah.
And you know what? In Florida, they've said that anyone who sexually assaults a child will be put to death.
Wow.
So if people were to go on, this is dangerous knowledge, if people were to go on Facebook and find female members of Chabad, right? Okay. And see them announcing their pregnancy, dox them within 8 days, don't approach them, go outside their house in a car, sit there quietly, peacefully, wait for the rabbi to come over to do the Moel Mitzitza Beper child penis sucking ritual, call 911 with the report of a sexual assault in progress. Potentially, all the unlicensed medical practitioner, illegal rabbis in Florida could be put to death for doing pedophilic oral suction of children's penises.
And
oh my God!
I think Nigeria has introduced similar laws.
Hey, it's not me killing Jews. It's just the new law in Florida. If it was fairly exercised without selective enforcement, it's not me killing it. It's the government.
So let the facts.
How's that?
But I'm just trying to establish. I don't know if Mark Latham is or was a relatively good person, or if he's on the dark side and it's just the dark side eating their own.
So yeah, the Internet Archive censored on the 6th of September 2014. I backed up the ABC article of Mark Newton and Peter Trong calling the Russian police homophobic for delaying human trafficking. The Internet Archive, which is controlled by evil leftists now, censored it. After I tagged them on Twitter, they put it back up within 3 hours. How spooky is that? I should have got more screenshots on that. I didn't think they were going to put it back, so I didn't screenshot it. Silly me. But now I've rehosted it, of course.
Right, one more piece of information. An Irish detective, the detective sergeant who led the raid on my home a few years ago for exposing an alleged SRA cult, he told me that Irish detectives were trained in Russia. Part of their training was to go to Russia. English detectives are trained in Israel, but Irish detectives, at least when he spoke to me, would be sent to Russia for training. So there's some links, you know. I hope we're pricking some consciences. So right, we've got 5 minutes left.
Okay, so here's we've got more. Trust me, this is huge. So here is Alex Greenwich bragging about writing his letter to Russia. Okay, getting Bob Carr to call Russia homophobic for cutting off supply. Okay, my dad was sued by Gary Burns for disrespecting the rapist who made that law. Alex Greenwich and Gary Burns are a team, Alex Greenwich is using Derman Torsko lawyers, the same lawyers of Gary Burns and Piak, okay? This is the same pedophile Gary Burns cabal, the same guy who sends his penis picture to underage Craigslist Melbourne child prostitutes that made his Sri Lankan husband get jealous and spam me all of his private emails. Yeah, that Gary Burns. So this is the story behind Russia's gay adoption ban. It was made because of Australian gay marriage activists. The world press reports it, okay? That's the headline there. And look at this. Bob Carr, Australian Foreign Minister, calling, I referred to your letter, blah, 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 that it's the Russian laws are homophobic. So, you know, it's homophobic to be against human trafficking. And these anti-discrimination laws are used to say, love human trafficking or be homophobe.
Okay. No,
there's more to go through. There's more to go through. Wait. Get this one.
Okay.
So this particular story, okay, shows that my dad, Gary Burns, and the police protected pedophile in Queensland were friends and working together on the boycott Gloria Jean's campaign, because Gloria Jean's owned by Christians. Therefore, all Christians are pedophiles because of Catholic priests. Therefore, Gary Burns says all people that go to Gloria Jean's coffee are pedophiles. You saw him saying that earlier. This is just the crazy logic from Australia's most famous gays.
Now, a lot of people are bitter against the Catholic.
They're Twitter friends, okay? You see what I mean? They're Twitter friends. They're two-way Twitter follows. This is my dad being sued for a causes post. That's from the case law, okay? This is the description of the YouTube video that my dad found offensive, okay? And you see here, Rip and Roll Guys. That Rip and Roll Guys account now diverts to Michael James _TV. Okay, his real name's Michael O'Brien.
Wow.
And Gary Burns admitted in court he saw that, and his friends was accused of being a pedophile suspect before the police charged that guy's partner, one of the two Rip and Roll campaign guys who had their gay safe sex advertising campaign almost exclusively targeted at children's route only bus stops all throughout Brisbane. Because when kids wake up in the morning and go to the bus stop, they need to be reminded to do safe gay sex as a child.
Stop.
I know it's just this is
No, I know.
So this is the video my dad shared, which had Mark Newton and Peter Trong, and this is why my dad was sued in McKee versus Burns for sharing this video here on a causes petition. These are old screenshots of what the ADL censored.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's it. So yeah, that shows that hate speech laws are used to provide a running cover for active pedophile rings still abusing children.
They're a nightmare. They're a nightmare. And it's happening in Ireland. It's happening all over the world.
Well, we've only just got started. Okay, so there's his press release.
I have another appointment, right? So you need
5 minutes. 5 minutes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so here's his press release. It ends with him talking about gay children who lust for gay sex might kill themselves if you go against me. The child sex loving children. It ends with him trying to make he's campaigning to go for independent schools, like Catholic schools must hire gay teachers. There must be no safe spaces for Christian children away from gay teachers. The gay teachers must be with the children. That's his latest campaign. And remember, Michael O'Brien went on in the newspapers and on SBS TV after the child rape. Oh yeah, it's in my pinned Twitter thread I was going through before, saying it's so bad that me, a gay man who groomed a Catholic schoolboy and took him on a holiday to Bali, where the police alleged my partner and I raped him. My partner raped him after using the date rape drugs I bought in my own name. And you know that's who SBS TV and the gay lobby says is the poor victim of those who gay teachers who get fired from Catholic schools who infiltrate them while lying about their sexuality. Here is Mark Latham being defiant 2 days before the lawsuit began on Chris Smith. Okay, but watch his whole podcast. This is all the links to show that he's using the same lawyers as Gary Burns. This is where it gets really heavy, okay? So this is a short 9 news intro into it without going into the full details talking about the 3-prong attack. Here was the hateful tweet. He found some articles in New South Wales Health talking about safe gay sex, and New South Wales Health was saying it's perfectly normal to have your penis covered in excrement.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Mark
okay.
Mark Latham was criticising that New South Wales Department of Health report that that sexual education, saying, look, if you're going to be gay, kids, you're going to get shit on your dick. Just get used to it. It's part of the lifestyle.
Literally, I've seen reports where they've done demonstrations to children in public schools with bananas and chocolate Nutella.
No.
Don't even.
Here's where it gets very scary. Okay, one day before the election, okay, an army of police, agent provocateur agitators, the kind of scum that attacked my friend outside a Jewish synagogue in Florida, talking about attacked the same trans activists that you see in this video here, that was attacking Mark Latham for having a special inquiry into Gary Burns himself misusing the Anti-Discrimination Board.
Okay, so Mark Latham.
So there was a violent riot that by people not connected to Mark Latham's party, and the police said to Mark Latham, because trannies want to stand outside your event, you do not have the right to do political campaigning on the eve of the election. Okay. The New South Wales police and the gay cops have spoken.
Hold up. So basically, Mark Latham's on the right side
of this, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Right.
And so when you watch these two together, you can see that these anti-discrimination laws being used to normalize pedophilia, the same pedophile cabal, exactly the same pedophile cabal, is now taking out leaders of political parties, because no one heard the warning of the dangers except for Mark Latham. Mark Latham was the only guy standing against and Gary Burns is sued the Premier of Victoria for saying about Ken Campnolio, because Ken Campnolio said, I'm a gay man. How dare the parents of Benella Bonnie Doon Football Club try and stop my right as a gay man to touch their naked children as a strapper in the football club. So he sued because gay men have the right to touch your child when they're naked.
No, this is going
I know. He sued the Treasurer of South Australia because he criticised gay men having sex in front of children.
Yeah.
And there's a story in the Sydney Star Observer called Burns Loses Complaint. But this is huge. The cabal. So we need to get Russia to take Australia to the Human Rights Commission for normalising pedophilia by criminalising dissent against it, because they are a stakeholder.
That's exactly what is going on. That is exactly what's going on. Criminalising criticism of anything that goes against the morals of normal, decent people, with what they call Ireland atoning for its conservative past. This is insanity. Right, wait a minute. Right.
Oh my God, it's an ad.
Yeah,
that's an ad. Sorry. Thanks, YouTube.
No, I want to stop now. I want to stop now. What I want to do now, Lou, is I'm going to put this out straight away because it's an emergency broadcast. And what I want you to do is I have my comments open to post links. So put your links in the comments.
I can't. My YouTube, this is the platform of YouTube. My links are all shadow banned by YouTube and third parties linked to intelligence.
So then I'll blog this in a few days.
Unless you make me a moderator or something. I don't know how that works in YouTube comments, but
I'm not live. Yeah, I could in the live chat. But anyway, just for now, tell people how to find your Telegram, how to find your main source of information, and I'll put this out within half an hour.
Okay, I'll stop share.
And then you share it everywhere. You share it.
Okay, here's what you have to do. You have to go to deep, as in water. State, as in Australia has 5 + 2 territories. Pedo, follow the word for kitty fiddler, and hunters, the word for people who run around with guns and kill things on Telegram. That's the low traffic.
I'm just gonna, because in parts of Europe we spell it different. So deep state pedo, P-E-D.
American spelling, 4 letters, yes.
P-E-D-O hunters, deep state pedo hunters.
Yeah, there will be a new group soon. It'll be slight with 1 letter taken off the end, because I've managed to create that now that my Telegram account has got out of mass reported hell. after various appeals to Girov and Co. So there will be a group that I'm actually an owner of. There'll be advertised in that group shortly. There's an off-topic group, which is more details that I can post into in real time and give extra background if you're interested.
So is it pedohunters.com or .org or what is it?
No. It's just t.me.
Oh,
The web URL to find it is t.me/deep state pedo hunters. Telegram is a PC app and a mobile app.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. I'll get this up. We'll continue to work together. It's just I want to stay on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't want to live in Vietnam. All right, Luke.
Well, all right. See you later.
No, I don't want to be in exile, and I don't want to be in jail.
Well,
at the same time, I don't want to be a coward. So here we are.
I know there's so many. I believe that so many people live in fear
of
what this Fabian socialist scumbags are capable of.
I just know the Bible. I know that we're in the last days, in my opinion, and I know that certain things are going to unfold no matter what we do, but we are told not to just passively sit here waiting to be raptured. We are told to occupy, and we are told to expose evil, and you are one of the best.
Well, I should have died in 2005. I don't know why I'm still here. So that's the only part of the McKee narrative that does not make any sense, but that's how I know God's real.
Well, I know God's real, and I know that we're supposed to fight the good fight. So I think you're doing a great job. All right, God bless. I'll send you the link when I've got it.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.